dime from what he was doing out there. But Tony, we are live.
We are live.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody in Facebook Live land. We are the Podguyz Podcast, bringing it to you live as we do 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. I am Tony Kaz.
Kevin Neary here.
Of course, we have the ever-loving Picasso, the drawer of all things NEPA, the drawer, Le Sparky.
And Sparky's got his big board there. He says hi to everybody. For those of you that are not familiar with Sparky, he will be drawing what we talk about throughout the episode. And sometimes it's been 7 days since we've seen him. He goes all around the world and draws what he sees and reinterprets it on his big board. He used to do it on paper until for Christmas one year, me and Tony chipped in for Secret Santa for the big board for him. And, life has been ever so changed after that.
Miracles happen at the dollar store. Let me just say.
They do. This one person I saw had 98 cents, smelled horribly like feet and resin. If that's a thing, like that's the new fucking Axe deodorant spray out there. Like,
I mean, here in NEPA, anything could happen.
Yeah. The dollar store person kind of looked like they were sleeping like a Scranton cop or whatever the hell. But I don't mind. Now, Tony, I saw this on Facebook. There was a Scranton cop sleeping. I'm like, let the guy fucking sleep. He ain't bothering anybody. What would you rather him pull you over, you assholes? Let him go. Let him hang out in the cemetery. The guy's obviously working 16 to 20 fucking hours. And here these assholes are like, hey, look at he's not harassing us at the moment. Check it out. Let's harass him. And I'm like, you jerk offs, man. What do you just like?
Now, although there was that scumbag cop from Blakesley, right? Or from Blakesley?
Oh yeah.
What's going on with him? I never heard anything about him.
Dogs, and then he ended with stalking girls. I'm sure there'll be another.
Wait, hold on.
He's got more charges pending on him.
He was starving dogs and then stalking girls. What's going on there?
So apparently, the officer was, you know what? Before we get into all that, let's get into some introductions and why people are here, because the whole mindset of people probably about 20 to 25 seconds in. They're already gone, Tony. We are joined here on the Podguyz Podcast by a great band, Northeast Pennsylvania's own band, Spellslinger. We have Sasha, Gino, and Jesse.
Yay.
Hi, guys.
We're Spellslingers.
Woo.
No S, singular.
Yeah, whose thing is that?
Whose thing is
Jesse,
that?
drink some water.
Right.
Spellslinger.
You're right. You can see my eyes.
Wait, did Jesse want to change the name of the band for a minute?
No.
There was a debate.
There was a world debate.
All right, we're gonna air the dirty laundry really quick.
Yeah, because that feels like it's a compromise name. There had to have been some compromise there. I don't. Are you guys Harry Potter fans? Is that what's going on? I'm not sure. Spellslinger. D&D. All right.
I knew it.
Oh, wait, really? Dungeons and Dragons fans. Yeah. Okay. All right. So into storytelling, that's they always say that people that are a part of Dungeons and Dragons are either, working for NASA, go to MIT, or, become school shooters, one or the other. But there's like
brilliant masterminds.
I still have so much life yet, so we don't know where it could really end up. That's the
you're not the school shooter type. Normally you would need to have glasses, shortened hair, a hat, a hate for, society at a deeper end. All the checklist isn't there. A couple psych meds under your belt.
Daddy issues.
A mother, but not a father. Exactly, Tony. Daddy issues. A mother, but never a father, sort of thing. Anyways,
I don't know, Gino. Did we hit every spot or what?
I mean, society is kind of getting annoying.
Oh my God! How did you guys come up with the name Spellslinger?
So we were tossing a couple names around.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to hear the X'd out names. And why was it at this round table?
Yeah.
Say that the bridge one. What was it?
It was Kinzo. We had Kinzoa Bridge. We had Spellslinger, and I forget what the third one. Those two quickly became the front runners, and we kind of landed on Spellslingers because the whole band plays Dungeons and Dragons, and I thought it'd be a cool idea to have our album art and our merch and things like that, surrounded by it. So it kind of gives a little niche of something we enjoy. It just kind of worked out that way.
Nice. No, I like the merchandise aspect of it, because not just when you're not selling out by having merchandise of yourself. You're basically giving the fans what they want. They want t-shirts. They want to be able to promote the band that they like, and they want to have something so unique where people then say, Spellslinger, who's that? And then they could, say, find you on Spotify. Hopefully they don't say, well, it used to be a band, or anything like that.
Elevator music.
Yeah.
That's got to be tough where, if you are such talented musicians, but without a vocalist, your music is either used in one or two areas, elevators or porn, and, you're just like, damn, I wrote that smooth jazz compilation just for somebody to get a blowjob to it on a close-up. Son of a bitch. Sparky's got something there on the big board, and I don't want his hand to get too heavy. Sparky, flip that big board around.
By the way, Johnny Popko, throwing up the fingers for you guys.
Throwing it up.
What's up, Popko?
I will be a spell slinger and use magic to raise the dead. Hey, Joe, wake up. Oh, no, Corn Pop. Oh, Sparky's getting political on us already. Holy crap. I guess there was reports that Joe Biden said he was on Ambien during the first debate. And, you don't give Ambien to anybody over the age of 80. You don't give them a whole hamburger either. You give them half of it, and then they get a little soup thing. There's a lot of stuff you don't give to somebody who's 80
and
years
usually
old.
a straw and a bib.
On the other side of the spectrum, Donald Trump has eaten so many McDonald's, he's going to get the fucking golden arches on that new Cankle idea for himself right there. Because, again, you're getting close to 80. You don't do stuff that you used to do in your 70s, like eat McDonald's and drink Diet Coke every day.
I think some people are built for it for some reason, and for whatever reason, he's just able to metabolize that and just, his brain's definitely going, but like for some reason he could still walk and he hasn't lost his foot. So, good for him.
Yeah, Keith Richards has proven that you could do as much as you like, just as long as you can function the next day, I guess. Do you guys have any musical influences that when you were younger compared to when you were older? And I got a little bit of lag going on here. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I think
but everything's
Yeah, audio's fine.
Beautiful.
Audio's fine. Good. That's the important part. I think it's because my wife is playing some Forever Young for our new baby back there, because that's something to do, right? Why not? And using up all the data. Just use all the data. I don't need data. What am I thinking
videos,
about?
doing karaoke.
Yeah. We have a beautiful baby, and every time the baby starts crying, she puts the microphone up to her. So she's like, and it freaks the kid out every time, which is great.
I love the microphone speaker thing that she has.
Yeah.
And she's in the other room.
Yeah. But musical influences, guys. Who, when you were growing up, are you guys here in your 20s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, oh man, you guys got kind of left out of the whole holy crap, here comes alt rock, bands such as Pearl Jam, Nirvana, all that. I'm sure you've heard of them though before. The year 2000, we knew we were in for some terrible music when the number one was Going to Miami by Will Smith. And we're like, oh man, is this Y2K? Is this how it starts?
Yeah. Jesse, why don't you start with your influences?
Growing up, I listened to a lot of like Pearl Jam, System of a Down was big. A lot of like that alternative music that you just kind of listen to in the back kitchen of a restaurant, because that's where I grew up working.
Hey, Beck is one of my all-time favorites, very underrated to many degrees. The people were going crazy for Creed around here. We're like, oh man, the Creed concert. I'm like, what are you guys, lame? Like, just I've
Everybody
never been
lost
a fan.
their shit because nobody could hear Daughtry.
Oh, yeah, Daughtry.
Daughtry. A lot of people went for Mammoth too. I saw like a good contingency.
Mammoth
of people.
was a great band.
Like,
yeah,
I want to see Mammoth.
Yeah, that was I don't know, I guess what's considered to be like now dad rock, because back then I guess you weren't dads, you know what I mean? But now you are. I grew up listening to that, but on the side, like outside of that at school, I was into a lot of like I guess what would have been like, I don't know, like Simple Plan. I wouldn't really call it like pop punk, but that kind of.
I got to meet Simple. Punk. I got to meet Simple Plan up at KRZ. Really,
Cool.
So cool.
Really, really nice guys all around. It's just, when you get to know the entertainment aspect of it,
they never had a Simple Plan.
thinking back now, well, they get these groups together. The idea is to run them for about 2 years and then run them back 10 years later. And they get them while they they might have a little popularity, a little momentum going on, drop them off at Who Caresville, and then pick them back up when they're starving, or if one member is dead, whatever. We'll do a reunion tour for him. And it's how many times does that happen, guys? Right?
Real.
Alice in Chains is basically a cover band. There's like no original members.
Yeah.
I think there's less. It would be like if Paul McCartney replaced 3 of the Beatles. And he's like, "Oh, we're the Beatles." Like, no, you're Paul McCartney. This is what I would call Wings right now. I would not call that the Beatles, but just started playing the Beatles stuff anyways, just like the Beach Boys.
Destiny Child turned into to Beyonce.
True.
They were trying to. There was this one clip I was watching on Facebook Reels. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with the Beach Boys and the Charlie Manson connection there, but they were. I guess they were trying to make fun of Charlie Manson and his inability to create music, and it wasn't bad. This is not what we're all told Charlie Manson's music was in biopics and all that nice stuff. If you YouTube Charlie Manson, just put the word music on the end of it, and you're actually going to hear some pretty decent stuff. Not very intricate, but pretty good for its time. Very folksy and stuff. Very folksy. Yeah, very folksy. Now, what genre would you consider yourself in there? Like an alt rock, like a death metal?
Yeah, we're definitely
definitely death metal.
No,
okay.
I think we started out with like our first song we made, The Chase, and we thought we were going to define ourselves as more indie because that's like a really nice umbrella term. But we're starting to really, and we're really leaning into more of like our higher energy songs, and we're calling ourselves more alt rocky, I think, on our Spotify thing. We're not really married to a specific sound yet. What we want to do is create, going forward, like cohesive EPs with like a sort of uniform sound, and if something really goes great there, then that's awesome. But we'll always be under the umbrella of rock. It's just like what's influencing us for that project, I guess, is.
So the fun thing is when you look at you ever see the We Are the World scenario, that video, We Are the World?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson. You get to see how every artist is depicted in their own unique areas. From Cyndi Lauper and Stevie Wonder, how none of them sound exactly like the other one, and that's the one thing to take away there. Such as the ones that weren't in the We Are the World thing, like The Cure or Morrissey, like the Smiths and stuff like that. They had such a unique sound that no one else can duplicate that. So if you guys have that exact sound where you're like, no one else is ever going to do it like this at all. Then you clicked on something completely, like, I guess you could say Oasis kind of sounded like if the Beatles did like a kind of uniformed alt rock kind of thing back in the early 90s or whatever. They might sound like that, but the Beatles would never stop a concert and start beating the shit out of each other, like the Gallagher brothers did. So like, that's the big difference right there. Like Kurt Cobain's mystery suicide. I mean, did his arm grow a little bit? Was he murdered? No one really looked into it. They were just like, oh, he fucking wrote sad songs, so he killed himself. The end. And everybody was like, of course, because of course he did.
Everybody take a look at Courtney. Courtney,
what are you doing there with what we can only describe as the smoking shotgun? And she's like, I made a band too. They're like, never mind. We don't want to hear it right now.
Courtney, please go away for 20 years and then show up on a reality dating TV show later.
Just act like a druggie in the movie The People vs. Larry Flint, because that's going to be the most believable thing you'll do in 30 years.
The dark road that takes us down, Kevin, in the saying that's the same thing that she made in his head. A hole. Fucked up.
Well, the inspiration is all there. No doubt about it. I didn't mind the band Hole though, but if you were to just I don't know, take the sound of Nirvana, add a female vocalist, and you're like, this kind of feels borrowed big time. Foo Fighters, David Grohl was like, all right, guys, we're retiring from music because this is too depressing. They're like, you sure? Like, you're right. We should make Foo Fighters. Like, no, nobody's what? It's pretty quick, right? Right, pal? You know, the Foo Fighters have been going now for like, what, 25 years?
Well, they were right
now
a good niche, like right with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, too. And I feel like they wrote it out together for a very, very long time, trying to do the same style of music right next to each other.
Yeah, Foo Fighters could really still pack out a stadium, and Dave Grohl is like, I don't know. When I was in college, I had like a rotating playlist of different musical performances, and Dave Grohl had a Rolling Stone interview where he did an acoustic set, and I must have listened to that like every morning after having a horrible hangover while I was like trying to pretend I was okay on Sunday.
No, the dude's he's a great musician.
Yeah.
Excellent. Awesome musician.
The David Grohl did take, and admittingly, he did take a lot from disco drummers and just disco along with it, because what disco did really pinpoint is the build up and the opening for many choruses. And then if you just add a lot of distortion on towards the idea, it just got people mathematically going. Kind of like, and then Elton John just took what disco was doing, and he's like, listen, I've got your whole thing now. I've got it all in my hand. I'm taking it. It's all mine. Everyone's going to say that it sounds like Elton John. And, musical genius. Now, he's unfortunately blind right now, but the people are always wondering who is going to be the next big band. And it's pretty tough to be the next big band when the older ones won't stop touring. I'm talking to you, Rolling Stones.
We saw, what is it, Buck Cherry?
We just saw Buck Cherry at Penn's Peak this past Thursday.
When I saw it, I was like, that's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Buck Cherry was touring last week. Def Leppard.
Def Leppard.
What? Nice.
They're so around.
They're like 90-year-olds in some shiny jumpsuits with long hair. And you got to think of some old geriatric folks with long wigs.
Yeah.
And there they are, just pour some sugar on me.
Still the one-armed drummer.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing though, Tony. They're so old. It's more like pour some stevia on me, because it's a lower it's a healthier sugar substitute.
In the name of Medicare,
It's hot. Turn the air conditioner up. Low fan. Electric bill. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody there like, yeah, man, they still got it. Talking about the electric bill now. It's too fucking high. It's too high. I've had half a beer. I'm fucked up right now.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah. This well, come on now. Seniors don't stay in their houses, so they're yelling, "Get off my lawn" from under the bridge, and a lawn that they don't even own anymore. It's a sad world. Inflation has priced people out of their homes. That's my favorite saying. Instead of just calling people homeless or the government and private entities thieves, but that's a whole other conversation, guys. What is the favorite song that you have personally?
I really like it's Just So You Know and Sync. They're two of our more heavier songs, and I just love performing it because there's a lot more energy and versatile. And yeah, it's just I think you can see how much we've developed within those last two songs we just released. It's just really good. Yeah.
All right, Sasha, go for it. Go
what?
I'm kidding.
Let's sing it right now.
Just be funny. Be funny. No.
Yeah, the barbershop quartet here, all right, guys, all in tune, all together.
All right,
yeah.
No, what do you guys? So my big question is, what do you guys think of the Scranton local music scene? Of course.
Right. I grew up going to a lot of concerts with my dad, and I would catch local acts sometimes warming up around, but I never really tapped in until my late 20s here. I went away to Penn State for college, and then I was in New England for work, and I came back, and I'm doing this now. And I think it's a really interesting group of characters. I think there's a lot of really cool genres going on, especially with some of the bands we're going to play with coming up, like No Takebacks and Del Ave, I think have some really cool sounds. There's a surprising amount of punk around here. There's a surprising amount of metal around here. And I think it's just beautiful, networking with everybody and like seeing what their rig is and like how they kind of play and like getting an idea for their style. I kind of appreciate that.
And there's like literally spots for music everywhere. We've been going to V Spot, Union Vapor, a vape shop.
Union Vape Shop. Yeah, 570 Vape.
Yeah, it's amazing how much like music and talent they pull. It's crazy.
By the way, every Monday night you can go to the vape shop and check out the open mic.
Yeah, buy some vapes while you're at it.
Right now, by the way.
Some vapes.
Yeah, buy some vapes from the vape shop. Don't just go there for the entertainment. Go there for the water vapor flavored nicotine.
Which, by the way,
that's all it is.
I drove past there the other day, right? Fucking packed. There's a ton of people there.
Yeah, they do a great job at like hosting shows there too. Like you think like, oh, do it. I'm gonna go to a vape shop to see a show, but like you go there and their setup is legit. Like it is probably better than
it's crazy.
Yeah, they are fully committed to making that something for the local music scene. Yeah. So they're actually sponsoring our upcoming event too, and are gonna be they're gonna be using that whole sound setup for us and our bands that we're getting to play at the festival in September.
Getting the sound right and getting a lighting person for an indoor show, but getting the sound right even for an outdoor show and keeping attention, garnering it is very very tricky. All around, because size of speakers have to be there accordingly. Amps have to be on target as well, and normally it kind of helps if you have a canopy over you, to a degree, or something to that degree. I used to do music years and years and years ago, but I was told I was not friendly to work with. Could you believe that? I'm not friendly to work with, motherfuckers. If I'm writing the songs and writing the music, all I need you to do is play it that the fuck
you
way.
But give them Helen Keller quotes. That'll
kill.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, listen, that is we'll touch on that in just a hot second. But there was I'd hate to repeat the same story. We did lose one of our bandmates down in West Virginia one time, as Vinny was high on mushrooms, and that's he's like, I'll just be right back, and we fucking never found him. There's not a large space to look for him either. So I'm like, after an hour and a half, I'm like, we just gotta go. We cannot be This was, by the way, before everybody had a cell phone. Because I'm that old, I'm 39. So nobody really, I had one, but it was like 1,000 minutes, but don't use them. But we're going to charge you like 100 minutes a day just to have the thing, sort of thing like that. Yeah, the rip-off cell phones or whatever. But no, we left him there in West Virginia, and I ended up finding him downtown Pittston like 4 years later. I'm like, dude, where were you? He's like, oh man, he's like, I was so fucked up, I ended up climbing a tree. I'm like, we yelled to every tree almost, we yelled everywhere. He's like, oh, I heard you guys. I thought you were the cops. I'm like, great. I said, how the fuck did you get home? He's like, I started hitchhiking. He's like, the cops picked me up and I gave them a fake address where I lived in town, took a bus back up. He's like, it took me about 1.5 years to get back. I'm like, holy shit, how did you? Yeah, it's just a terrible. The name of the band was Polish Joke. See, we couldn't come up with a name either. It was just terrible. It was, so the idea was naming a Polish Joke. People might think that we're a polka band, which we weren't, and they were horribly disappointed that we weren't once we, showed up just doing original music. And
you catfished everyone.
Big time. And the worst one was when I did a solo acoustic harmonica, kind of sarcastically, of Katy Perry's Hot and Cold song. And so some guy comes up and he's like, you're going somewhere with that Hot and Cold song. I loved it. Me and my wife here, we couldn't get enough of it.
That's awesome.
And I said, well, that's Katy Perry. He's like, oh, is that what you call it? Well, I think you should probably call it, Hot and Cold, but whatever, you're the artist, and walks away from you. I'm like, it's like the biggest jackass I've ever met in my life. But, the music thing was not for myself. After a while, you just kind of focus on your strengths, and doing stand-up comedy was my thing after a little bit of time. How long have you guys been a band together? How long have you guys known each other?
How long? I don't know. Know each other has to be like 3 years at this point, maybe.
Okay.
Band, we just got over 1 year old this summer.
Nice. So fresh, new, everything's good. Everybody's still getting along too. No drama, right? Nobody's yelling at each other or anything like that. You're like, you didn't show for practice on time,
Yeah. No, we're pretty lax. I think like an interesting part about a band that I think everybody realizes is if you're trying to grow something, unfortunately, you can't just, sit down and make music all day and put it out. There has to be like a level of marketing. There has to be putting yourself out there, and it becomes very businessy. So being able to utilize our times to do other things besides practice the set has been a focus, just so we could, have an honest effort at growing it and not just like randomly hope the algorithm blesses us one day.
Yeah, we're all there. The robots are the biggest audience members. The robot chooses who sees what and what sees what, but it's all specified towards people's little specific algorithm anyways.
Yeah.
Unless you could bribe the robots with some advertising money. We now have to bribe the robots sort of thing. But there has been a viral concert. So our concert going viral right now for two specific wasps that have been caught cheating on each other at the Coldplay concert. Tony, what the hell happened at the Coldplay concert there? You got two random, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. See the wasp bit them there. Just roaming around, having an intimate moment. Then when they were on the big screen, I don't think. Listen, if they were to just act cool, act normal, or whatever,
or give the Heimlich maneuver, something.
Yeah, just throw her down the stairs. I don't anything
they have
besides
so many options.
Besides ducking and hiding, you could tell these people have never been in trouble doing anything. First of all, you could tell because it was a CEO and he didn't get shot in the head. So, honest CEOs keep their heads, together, sort of thing. And, they just seemed genuinely happy to be cheating on their significant others together, just throwing it out there, like they have a backup plan because they know the first marriage. Well, fuck all that.
She has 5 kids. She's busy.
Yeah. Busy. I don't even know if they have kids. I don't know.
Yeah,
sometimes
3 kids. The CEO has 3 kids. I think I read
they could be, their significant others could be cheating on them at the Alanis Morissette concert for all we know, and they just didn't have the big screen right there. They're just
you would have the know-how to like maybe sunglasses and baseball hat it or something at least. Just anything.
You could Men in Black it, fake nose, little mustache thing, just some kind of disguise.
You have the money.
They have the money to splurge. Instead, they're just like, let's keep our hair gray. Show everyone that 52 looks amazing. And Botox the face, keep the hair gray. Let's make sure everyone knows that we haven't gotten the tan in Santa Monica yet.
And
sort of thing.
Extra Ozempic.
Yeah, yeah. Ozempic. It turns into that fucking movie Thinner. Remember that movie Thinner?
Yeah.
With Stephen King, where the fat guy just couldn't stop getting thin. Yeah, it's basically Ozempic right there. So
it was cursed
indeed. Well, Tony, what happened with Sparky? Were you there at the Coldplay concert?
He was.
Oh my God! You see, we were calling him for days. He has a landline. He doesn't believe in cell phones that much. The rotary old stuff. But Sparky, what happened at the Coldplay concert? Hey, look at the couple in the balcony. Do not worry, dear. They do not see you. What is going on? I think she's blowing them up there. There you go. That would have been another move. You see how the artist depiction right there is.
He has a merkin.
We know what's going on in the picture, Sparky. I love every second of it. Goddamn Coldplay. You're calling people out that are paying to go to your concerts in that fashion. What are you doing?
I've never seen the world come together, because now every sporting events, those cameras, everyone's just acting like that. I was like, wow, I feel like we are the world.
Yeah. No, they are trying to depict or reenact that whole idea right there. But and it's too funny. I'm looking through I don't know what song it was done to though. What song did they put the spotlight onto them though? Was it the hardest part? I'm looking up Coldplay
maybe that
songs.
Line where it's like, I used to rule the world until they found me with my
until Viva la vida or whatever. I don't know.
I don't even think that they were like playing a song. They were just like showing different people, and then it showed them, and they're like, "Oh, look at these guys! Oh, fuck! Oh,
you would never get that from a Madonna concert. She does not want the camera on anyone except the filtered image of herself, double filtered image of herself on there, where she walks 2 steps and then she has like a dancer pick her up to simulate that she's moving around and say, I'm 65, I'm still doing it.
And then she smooches somebody who's 20 to steal a little bit of their life force, and then
people from that people from that generation are like, Madonna doesn't look as good as she did when she was 30. Fuck, no shit. She's 68, you scumbag. You look terrible too, you jerk. And women get that a lot more than men, because, by the way, Keith Richards has always looked this way. When he was like 22, he's looked like, you're like, whoa, fuck, man. You look like you could be sailing the 7 seas with Captain Jack Sparrow. He's like, give it time. I'm like, that motherfucker. Mick Jagger doesn't look that he's aged at all. They call themselves the Rolling Stones because they're the same age as geological fucking rocks. Tony, your take on it?
Factual. Yeah,
factual indeed.
There's nothing. There's not more than I can add besides you're right.
So we'll play a little game real quick. You have to pick one, kill one. Okay. The other band would never exist in the world. Okay, and you pick one, kill one. You guys might agree, you might disagree. We're gonna go classic rock. So that way, everyone.
We'll go 1, 2, 3. We'll go Sasha, Gino, Jesse.
You shout it out. No one's going to take anybody's answer. There's no wrong answer here. So, okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Creedence Clearwater Revival, right? CCR or the Eagles. One of the two. One's going to die.
So I'm picking the one I want.
Okay. Yeah.
One you want, one you want to die.
Yeah. The other one is dead and would have never made music.
I'm picking CCR, and I'm
there. You go.
What CCRs? I don't think I'm familiar.
See, this is a problem. You're not like indoctrinated. My dad raised me from 60s and 70s rock, so like I have really strong and hard opinions. But
that's all right, Jesse. What do you think?
You know Hotel California. You can't not know.
We're saying who we want to get rid of, or who we want.
Yeah. Who do you want to keep? You keep Eagles, or do you keep CCR?
Keeping CCR, 100%.
Keeping CCR. See you later, Don Henley. Take your dirty laundry and get fucked. Have fun. I tried getting an autograph from the guy the one time, and he looked at me and said, "I'm not Don Henley. Stop following me around, asshole." So,
There's no more room at the Hotel California. Get the fuck out.
Seriously, this is why everyone from the Eagles had to go solo.
You can check out right now.
Yeah. Fogarty could still do some stuff right there. Sparky's got something on the big board there. What's going on, Sparky? Madonna's kiss cam. Don't worry, it will look smaller from here. And as you can see, that is for our non-viewing audience, that is a vagina joke. That is, it's not many.
It's much smaller from the balcony.
Not too many. Now, we do have enough of Madonna's vagina jokes out there. If you do stare into the abyss of Madonna's vagina, you turn into stone or salt, whichever mythology you go for. Madonna's vagina does have the same background that Al Pacino's office from Devil's Advocate had, where just people are swarming around and all that nice shit. It's a very, you cannot stare. You could stare into an eclipse, but never stare directly into Madonna's vagina.
Kevin,
you will go.
She was going to make her own candle scent. You do know this, right?
Madonna's vagina is what made Helen Keller both blind and deaf.
That was good.
They were alive in the same time, yes.
Madonna's vagina gave Martin Luther King a dream and also killed him. It's I know, man. The smoking gun was there, but it just looked like it was smoke coming out of a very, very used vagina. Known as the Madonna of vaginas. But
the Thanos glove originally not the glove, and it was Madonna's vagina instead.
It was never a snap. It was never a snap. It was a queef from Madonna's vagina. Half of the population went just like that. Out of nowhere, out of total necessity. We are completely joking, though, Madonna. If you are watching right now, we'd love to have you on the Podguyz Podcast, and
by the way, it was never Coldplay ever singing. It was always Madonna's vagina singing a queefly song.
Yeah, yes, exactly. They were just Oh God, we're gonna go down.
I even made that word up too.
We'll be headed down a very dangerous road called the Podguyz Podcast gets sued for defamation of vaginas. And it's a thing probably. I could believe that, but Tony, where are you guys playing next? Where's your next show at?
The Union Vapor?
Yeah, the next show is Union Vapor, I think.
August 16th.
Yes.
August 16th, Union Vapor.
Come through.
The new hottest place in Dixon City.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I love the
primo hoagie to just satiate yourself, and then come down, go to Union Vapors, listen to some good music.
Look at the historic Trump sign store right there.
Yeah, the Trump store next to it.
The abandoned.
Get some memorabilia. I heard they went out of business because of the tariffs. Turns out you can't really get easily made Chinese shirts anymore and make a profit.
We're gonna charge Chinese people their firstborn child to sell in our country. They keep screwing us. They're taking all of our things. They're taking everything. They took Melania couldn't get all the things that she wanted to sell in China. She couldn't rip them off. And we're not being treated
with you.
Oh, that's kind of what's going on right there. Just throwing it out there. It's hey, where are the Epstein files, by the way? Epstein was not even
Don't care about the Epstein files. I will not let the Guardians re-up their thing unless they go back to the
Can't we all just agree that the Redskins should be the name of the DC? All the Indian people who would love to be called the Blackskins.
I swear he has a deck of like subgenres of like his fan base, and he's just like, okay, they're paying attention to this. Like, what could I do? It's like, this one's good. What you?
So what you're saying is he's
playing reverse Uno on himself.
I would say, what the hell is that game? The monsters on it and shit. God. Yeah. Magic the Gathering. He's playing Magic the Gathering with social issues. Like, did Epstein really kill him? Who is this Epstein guy? Why does everybody keep talking?
Guys, have you not seen Texas? Why are we talking?
People that are lame talk about Epstein now. I've decided. It's like, what the fuck? Who even brought this up? It's like, well, all right. So here's what you said. That doesn't look like me. It's like, that is you.
Here's a 5-hour compilation of you and your cabinet talking about the Epstein files.
They were literally bragging about it for the longest time, right? And I was asked, do you think Kash Patel is going to release the Epstein files, right? By many people that come on the show every now and then. And I'm thinking to myself, I said what I had to say. This was off air, but I'll say what I really thought on air. I said Kash Patel has a better chance of opening up a 7-Eleven, than releasing the Epstein files, because that's what I know Patel's to do. Open up a 7-Eleven, not release files. Okay, call me a stereotypical genius right there, but he has not released the Epstein files, and I saw him with an unusually large Slurpee in his hand in the last interview. Just like, and the way that they're describing their work at the FBI, the one dude, I forget his fucking name. He says, you guys don't understand. We're in that room every day. 4 walls. We're reading words, sentences, full sentences.
But you know what he's doing?
Along with the sentences.
He's changing lives. He's creating jobs all across America.
I think that it would be a much more hilarious thing if like Pam Bondi acted like Tim Robinson, the Tim Robinson comedian.
Yeah.
So if she, while she's on air, says the list is on my desk as we speak, and somebody steals it because she just said it live on TV, she gets back to her desk like, hey guys, I left the client list on the fucking desk, right? Did anybody see it? No. I'm looking for it and shit. And then she gets back to Trump and he's just like, it's okay. It's okay. We'll go back to our old playbook, something I learned from The Art of the Deal. You can find on Amazon, $9.99. But I'm going to go to chapter 14. We'll solve this problem. It says, just lie to them like it's the truth. Who cares? Okay. So we're just going to do chapter 14. All right, Pam? Pam, it's fine.
You know what's more important than famine and war, Kevin?
What is more important than famine and war, Tony?
Stephen Colbert off the air, okay?
Stephen Colbert off the air, the man that did nothing for 6 years but make Trump jokes. And I think any comedian is better than just making only Trump jokes. Okay. The punching bag is very big. If you hit it, you're not impressing too many people. Everyone has their Trump impression too. It's all you have to do is act like you're selling bad used cars in New York City. And then if you're doing your Kamala Harris impression, do the same thing, only talk about it like it's Joe Biden. Oh, you can still wait. Hey, the headlights are still good.
Jesse, Gino, Sasha, if you guys were in a workplace where you were losing $40 million a year, and you were the head, you were the snake, you were the slippery snake, you know, and you guys were the head of whatever this corporation is as the figurehead, do you feel like it's your fault that you're losing $40 million a year?
No. So the people before us, they really put us in a bad spot, and really just trying to recover from it. It's really we're taking this. This is like our first full fiscal year, so
this is the well, you know, I'll give credit where credit's due with every person. I like to say something very positive, no matter what, about the idea. The symbolic gesture of canceling Pell Grant loans or whatever, Pell loans during the Biden administration was just like let's see how the reaction is. And everybody's like, where's my money? La, la, la. Yeah. You know, it was very much like, what the fuck, man? Like, just let them go on it. They're going to need money to live. You know this, right? Like, I should have been so fucking stupid. Like, you're right. You know, like, so what are you guys going to do to make sure they're not so fucking stupid? And they're like, nothing. We're not going to do. We should have a plan for that. We just said forgive them because they're always going to. They need money, right?
They give like
who in the room got handed a check that said it was for a school and then spent it on something else?
Oh, check. I mean,
personal.
It was
like my tax return.
Whatever it might be.
It was living expenses. Living expenses.
There you go.
I did not get that check, but realistically speaking, if somebody goes to one class of one semester and they were, you know, a D student in high school and they were peer pressured into going to college anyways, and I mean peer pressured like by every adult. Oh my God, of course you're going to want to go $400,000 in debt for a college education. What are you, a fucking idiot? I mean, you don't want to be a fucking loser. You know what? Don't go to college. I'll get the needle. Start doing heroin right now. Your father is going to hang himself in the fucking basement because you won't go to community college and get yourself in horrible debt like we all did. Yeah, they were peer pressured.
Can we call it second high school, Kevin? Can we?
We can call it second high school if you want. The one thing I'll give,
you know, the Nate Bargatze joke about community college. Like, have you heard like his bit about?
Go ahead. What is it?
I'm getting horribly. You know, he's like a clean community. He's horrible, but she's like community college. They really set you up to know what you're doing. Like for my community college courses, like they had it outside and they would have it early in the morning, and it's like, yeah, you have to get used to this because you're going to be waking up early for the rest of your life. You're going to have to get used to do on the ground. And people
write a paper about this. Write a paper. We have a sports program here. It's called bowling because y'all kids, you know, get an athletic scholarship. So you know we don't want to mess that kind of stuff up. We're including you in bowling right now because no one's going to care about the program at all.
All about you, the educational functionality of basket weaving, Kevin.
The thing that I can give credit to with the Trump administration is, for some odd reason, it took Donald Trump to get it done. Whether there's a cap on it or not, with no tax on tips. That's ridiculous. How has every politician let this idea go? It took up to RFK Jr. to force food companies to get artificial cancer-causing dyes out of the foods, or at least agree upon a contingency basis of when they will get it out, get those things out of the foods. And it took how much toting from Mr. Cory Booker? Like, oh, this is bad. Like, what are you going to do about it? I'm going to say that it's bad. Like, okay, then what? I'm going to keep saying it. And then you're going to tell them that they're not allowed to. Where if I had any power, you have a majority right now. I got to get everything together. You know, they're right here, right now. You know, we got to talk about it. But it's all bad. You know.
Speaking of things that are all bad, Sparky, what do you got on the big board?
Tony's got this one, buddy.
Here is the list. Thank you, Rogue. I mean, Pam. Why was that funnier than my jokes?
Sorry, CBS. Look at that's Colbert right there. Okay. Yeah,
Colbert. Damn him.
Yeah. So what Tony was referring to earlier is CBS was losing $40 million a year on advertising and airtime fees just to air the Late Show that people were only really watching way back.
Which they paid him almost $10 million a year.
Oh, they did. Yeah. They paid him that was a sought after position.
Yeah.
And now they eliminated the position. People that are saying, oh, could you believe that the Trump administration is suing CBS? Yeah, because, when you start lying about somebody blatantly, eventually you have to sue them. I had to sue Blue Cross Blue Shield because they tried retaliatory action against me and my wife. So you have to sue people sometimes. And you only get to that point if somebody's already acting like an asshole to begin with for several years. Not to say that, negative behavior doesn't go contracyclical. It does. It definitely does. But after a while, you just can't, with the one thing, Jesus Christ, I think it was the edited interview. Like, I get it. Kamala was kind of put in there, last second replacement, but you don't want your last second replacement also being the same person that said a month ago, oh, he's good to go. Look at him. He fucking stands there. He says words most of the time. Sometimes he smiles. Joe rhymes with Mo and other words, and he's fine. He's perfectly fine. And then they're like, yeah, Joe's just gonna step down because he loves his country more than I love this new Hunter Biden, right? Hunter Biden is on fire right now, my fucking reels, because he's sober, and you can tell because he's pissed. He's like, go ahead, drug test me. Fucking
he just did an interview with Channel 5 News. Like,
that's what I'm talking about.
I want to see it. I want to see it so bad. I didn't get the chance.
You gotta see it because he's like,
what was it? CNN did a 20-minute story on how long it took Joe Biden to open up a beach chair on the beach and fumble with it. Yeah. Before he almost tipped over the chair itself.
The thing I always took away from Hunter Biden was they said that, he had crack and hookers and stuff, but on camera, he always talked to these hookers with respect, in a tone of respect. And I'm like, I don't really care much about the deeds of somebody smoking crack. That doesn't,
come on, they are working girls, Kevin, working girls.
Working girls. So the way he was talking to these working girls while taking a nude shower with them, and also he, like a gentleman, lit their crack pipe.
Put a little bit of respect on their name, Kevin.
He did. I just did, Tony. I'm sorry I didn't use the politically correct term for hooker. The working girls. But the way that he was towards them was very polite. Now, did he take a lot of money from a Ukrainian gas company along with 5 other Mitt Romney sons? Absolutely.
He did.
Yeah, a whole bunch of money. With the big gotcha question was like, hey, what do you know about natural gas? And he's like, I know a lot about crack. I mean, nothing.
Look, he sold more artwork than Hitler did.
Oh my
God. Maybe if Hitler had a good art career, maybe we would have had a completely different timeline.
Maybe he would have just painted pictures of Jews. Maybe he would have just listen. He would have just. Hitler would have just been doing what George W. Bush is doing right now, drawing who he sent to war to die.
To completely forget about the atrocities.
George W. Bush is painting right now. He's like, hey, knocking on people's doors. He's like, hey, that son that I sent to war and he died? And then they're like, yeah, you're a terrible person. So I drew him last night. Big picture for you.
From my dreams.
It's like, who let this guy?
Term would be right now is to reignite a Bob Ross-esque style video, and it's just him live streaming painting, just like twitching about some of the decisions he made as the commander-in-chief.
That's what they did with Jimmy Carter until they tried to weekend at Bernie's him.
That would be they did try to weekend at Bernie's in big time, and I would too, the same way that Netflix tried to do it to Betty White, where they're like, we're gonna celebrate Betty White's 100th birth. What do you mean? What, is she dead? Fuck, 100. We already made the commercial. We already did it. Just bring her the fuck out there.
Thank you for being a friend.
The wonderful Golden Girl right there. She did pass away though, along with Malcolm Warner of the Cosby Show. Now you guys weren't you guys ever check out the Cosby Show before? Because the best actor in the world, Bill Cosby, actually acted like a decent human being for all of his life.
And he cared.
Like he cared. Where he's just like, everybody should pull up their pants. Yeah, what about raping women?
We'll put a pin in that one.
I gave him the old look, and then chase him down the stairs. Get back here, And you're like, wow, Bill.
With the tic tac.
I think Bill Cosby had two writers he would just tell his weekend to, and they were like, okay, so we're going to replace that with, you didn't want your wife finding out that you ate cookies, right?
No.
Because, what you just described to us that was all crimes.
Those writers were genius, by the way.
So, instead of forcefully entering the woman, we're going to say you put your hand in the cookie jar. Oh, Bill, and
I like the euphemisms, by the way.
A lot of chocolate cake. When I was teaching comedy for a little bit of time, the chocolate cake story was always my go-to because Bill Cosby knows how to tell a one punchline story, keep and garner the attention of an audience, and make sure that it's funny along the way and really make you feel like you're there throughout it. So with that ability to do so, when you're being, charged with what I can only call the total bull cereal version of rape. And the only reason I call it that is because the commercial from Total said, why would you want 33 bowls of fucking Kellogg's cornflakes when you could have one bowl of Total? So people kind of said, well, would you believe us if Bill Cosby raped 7 people? And they're like, I don't know, 7's a low number. What if we said 10? And we're in the double digits here. I don't know, I'm still going to have to think about it. What if we said 15? Holy crap, 15. Yeah, I still need a bigger number than that. So 33 was a magic number. And 33 was the magic number. Now, some women really need to be believed. Janice Dickinson has nothing to lose at that point. Former drug addict, you could believe her. But other women, you don't have to believe them all the time, because have you ever heard the term lying bitch? It's a thing for a reason. You call your friend, your guy friends, if you even call them a lying bitch when they're bitching about something and lying at the same time. So there are liars, but there are truth tellers out there, and you can't trust that Bill Cosby is always Bill Cosby from TV to home. He got, when they're like, and cut, he's like, all right, quick, get me a woman, I gotta stick my thing in something. Like, holy shit, man, what the fuck? Their kid's still on the set. He's like, yeah, but you know what? They say the darndest things. And then he made a show.
Did you see Shannon Sharp's settlement?
I did. What was the exact number that they agreed on?
Gabrielle Zuniga has announced that she is now retiring from OnlyFans, and that's how much money she got.
Wow.
$50 million lawsuit.
Was Shannon Sharp married?
Shannon Sharp was not married, but he did have, there was a woman that said he was sexually assaulting her, and she had an OnlyFans based around bondage and all that nice hitty kind of stuff, where you're
not
just
here
like,
to kink shame anybody.
No, we're not. But, it's kind of different when you're like, that sex was a great time and everything, but I'd really like you to choke me while I randomly punch you in the face. Are we cool with that idea? And, some people are really into that idea. I think at the age of 39, that takes a lot more energy, than I would ever be caring to do, Plus, my wife's too cute for anything like that, sort of thing. Like, why would I do that? I couldn't even imagine it. It's just
Kevin, $50 million strong though. $50 million strong. $50 million strong.
Skip. Come on, skip. Come on, Skip. Oh, Skip in this.
He's going to have to get Cat Williams on his show a couple more times, I think.
Cat Williams even said, he's like, Shannon, they are coming for you.
They coming for you.
Yes, he did. He was all about it. He was, that was about 60, 70 million views from the Cat Williams.
He just made that money in Hims pills.
How does Shannon Sharp have to pay $50 million, but P. Diddy doesn't pay a fucking dime to anybody?
Zero.
He's just,
Right.
He's like,
P. Diddy also didn't pay for his crimes when he killed Tupac. So I don't know. I didn't expect.
He did not. There is a group of people out there that really believe that Tupac is still alive, and of course you have what's her face, Candace Owens, that says that Tupac was really gay from watching old interviews of him. She's like, you see the mannerisms? That's a gay man right there. I'm like, Candace, shut the fuck up, man. What's wrong with you? The guy's dead. If we want to bring up every dead gay guy, you can make a whole hour. You could have, that's your show, Candace, right now. Just bring up, dead guys who are also gay now. Just do that whole idea.
Is he married to a dude as part of like the Andrew Tate network or something like that? Like,
I don't know. Andrew Tate's got this weird persona, and I don't know, like, it reminds me of when the Macho Man Randy Savage has to keep being himself, I think he's tired of it by now, where you're like, hey, Macho Man, how are you? Oh, it hurts to breathe.
I really don't want to sell my multi-level marketing anymore, brother. It's starting to
there you go.
He smells like nothing but, like fucking Slim Jims and jerk-off juice or whatever the fuck else he was selling.
Rode the wave on people that were so insecure with their manhood that they needed self-assurance in order to say, hey, I'm a man.
I think they found what Greek words one day, and they were like, if you do that, then you're a beta. And you don't want to be a beta, you want to be an alpha. It's like,
how
fuck
can
you,
I be an omega?
What are you eating there? I'm eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Well, that's total beta food. What you're going to want to do, never cook your meat. Eat it. Go to the hospital. The parasites make you stronger.
Botulism.
What the hell's wrong with you?
E. coli.
Go bear hunting. Don't wear a jacket. Alphas don't wear jackets.
If you join now, you can get our 13 modern wealth creation methods. We have a group in Discord that's heavily monitored by my brother Tristan.
Yeah. And Tristan's got that look on his face like he's doing a poor impression of his brother, like behind him and shit. And you're like, the fuck is going on? But for people that like that kind of stuff, that's fine. Like it up as much as you like, and maybe they're learning some stupid values along the way. It's kind of like when Alex Jones says 90% truth and then the 10% lie sounds a little something like, Sandy Hook people were crisis actors. Their children didn't really die. Nobody died there. They're all just crisis actors. I want all my people to go up there and start harassing them. Start knocking on doors. Say, we know who you are. And it's like, holy shit. The 90% of stuff that you just talked about, which was all, public declassified stuff by the CIA, it just went to shit now because you're calling people crisis actors who lost their children, in a terrible situation.
So it's a horrible ordeal, Kevin.
The U.S.
People lost their lives, but you know what? Gang raping aliens.
Yeah, and Alex Jones, the Toots Pizza conspiracy. Do you remember the Toots Pizza conspiracy? It's called Pizzagate for a reason. So he convinced his listeners that there were interdimensional vampires raping white babies in the basement of Toots Pizza due to demonic symbolisms. By the way, these were not demonic symbolisms.
All facts, by the way.
It used to be a tattoo shop before it was a pizza shop. So they didn't have the money, so they just kept it that way down DC. So I think it went a little something like this, like when he's talking about the rapes of babies by demonic interdimensional vampires, people were like, "What color are the babies?" Because eventually they gave the baby a color, and he's like, "White babies." Oh fuck, we got to do something now, And they all got down there. There was 2 people specifically that went into Toots Pizza, demanded to see the basement. The owner said, we don't have a basement. So they shot up the place and killed everybody. Okay. They killed everybody at Toots Pizza. They were arrested. And lo and behold, there was no basement at Toots Pizza. And it was all just fabricated bullshit. So that was strike 1 for Alex Jones. Strike 2 was Sandy Hook. And they're like, we don't think you should play a fucking USA baseball. We'll keep it Japanese style and go 2 strikes, you're out. All right, man. We're going to put you on the burner for a little bit and see what your whole company's about. And not to say that Rachel Maddow talking Russiagate, like, dude, by the way, if Russia is going to fix an election, make sure your boy wins the popular vote the first time around, okay? Because that's what struck me as bullshit area number 1. I'm like, why are they lying? This is what you do if you really want to pick at somebody. You take their policy and watch it go in motion, see if it works or if it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, say, this is why it didn't work, and this is why you're not good at this. If it does work, say, hey, shit, we're surprised that worked. Maybe you're pretty good at this. Instead, it's some partisan bullshit that I watched this one reel where they said Barack Obama gave everybody health insurance. And for me working, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was forced to pay for something I was told I couldn't afford. And if I didn't, I'd be fined for it. That's not giving me health insurance. That's fucking fining me for not buying your bullshit. Also, people were asked, what's the worst thing about healthcare? They said insurance. So the government said, oh, wow. Turns out that these insurance companies are ripping people off and making a lot of money. I wonder if we could do that and say that we gave them something anyways. And of course they could spin it that way, because they basically what Obamacare turned into be, or the Affordable Health Care Plan and insurance, it used to be Bob Dole's plan from the early fucking 90s, rebranded by Barack Obama, turned into a Medicaid that you get to pay for because you don't make little enough to get Medicaid. It's craziness, though, guys. Sorry, I got a little political rant there. I'm ending the political rant there, Tony.
Jesus
I swear
Christ.
to God. I swear to God.
People are falling asleep, Kevin.
I'm falling asleep, too. My blood pressure's too high for this. My hair is looking outstanding now, which is great. It is, Tony. I used the good gel today. I heard we had a band coming on, and they're going to be playing at the vape shop on a Saturday, right? Is it a Saturday or a Monday?
It's Saturday.
It's a Saturday. You don't fuck around on a Saturday.
If you ain't got shit to do, go and check them out. 570 Vape Shop.
Well, you got to go check them out on Spotify too, right? You guys are definitely on Spotify.
Spotify.
You know,
yeah, you can get us on whatever Instagram, platform, wherever you stream music. We're out there. The internet's cool nowadays. It's easy to do that. And then, follow us on our social medias. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We have a YouTube page.
And if you feel like just giving them money, just throwing the money and saying, hey, here is for the appreciation for all the artwork. They're going to remember who gave them money when they first started out. Everybody does, to a degree.
If you're going to throw us the money, please make it like not quarters. I feel like
not quarters.
I can only take so many quarters before it would start hurting.
All right, Gino. Beggars can be choosers in your corner then, just like, I don't know.
At least roll them up,
I got 5,000 quarters here. Can I get $1 for it? Like, we don't want any of this change. It's
You're like a skeezy guy at a strip club making the dollar bills in airplanes.
I requested a Newport, not a Marlboro. Get this fucking shit away from me. You're jerks. This place isn't big enough for me. I'll sleep outside tonight. The beggars can be choosers. Now, that happened down in Philly the one time. A guy comes up, he's like, hey, man, do you have a cigarette? I pulled out, this is when I was smoking. I pulled out a Marlboro Menthol 100. I said, here you go, man. He's like, oh, is that a menthol? And I said, yeah, it is. Is that a problem? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I don't smoke. I'm like, you gotta be fucking with me. Just got done down to helium. And I'm like, man, this is too much for me to take right now, And I even asked him if he was sure. I felt denied as the person. I didn't know.
You got rid of some of your good karma. You were like, okay, this is going to give me a good mojo going into the next event.
That's one. I don't know. That's the one thing I don't really believe in is karma, is because it feels like it's an incentive to not be a jerk. Like, I would have just been an asshole all day today, but I heard about karma. And man.
Speaking of karma, we're going to wrap this show up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're right over that hour. Actually, we're over an hour.
Yeah.
If I had to ask you guys one question, what is the greatest part of musical advice that you guys have gotten so far as a band? What would you say it is?
Just fucking do it.
Fucking do it.
Yeah,
don't think too hard about it. Like anything, even if you think it's cringe, somebody's gonna see that and it's a masterpiece to them. It's like a lot of the advices I get was like, I really like Tyler the Creator. He just doesn't care. Like you just gotta be. I'm not gonna take advice from somebody who's like is working a 9 to 5. Okay, maybe that's a different. Basically,
I work 9 to 5.
Yeah, exactly. But
no, I know what you're saying. You don't want to take advice from somebody that's never done it before.
Exactly.
You take advice from somebody that's never done it before. They're gonna give you some probably bad advice most of the time.
Really bad advice.
You might get a hidden gem here and there, but they're gonna tell you something where you have to be polite with them. Like, wow, that's a really good idea. Or, what I like to say is very clever. Or something.
Yeah,
to that degree, but something to that degree where they don't feel completely ignored, because people get so happy around it where they're like, hey, maybe I could be a helper. sort of thing. And that's like your biggest fan base that want to give you a little bit of feedback from the situation, even though, by the way, they probably have no fucking clue what they're talking about, to the largest degree, where they're just like, you guys should probably all dress like panda bears, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with this? Oh, never mind, it's a kink. He's got something going on there.
One of the dungeon master of our Dungeons and Dragons game, he gave us an opinion of our names. Like, why didn't you guys just call yourself Spellslingers? I was like, you know what? That does ring. That does ring.
Does have a ring to it.
Did you just hear that from him?
Very, very clever. I see what
Jesse, were you the dungeon master at that point?
No, it's our buddy Caleb.
All right.
Where is Caleb? Get his ass out here.
Yeah,
Caleb's probably asleep right now.
I would echo what Sasha says. I would say just do it. Begin to create. You're not going to like make anything amazing first time, most likely. Just keep trying, keep throwing stuff at the wall, find things you like and lean into them, and just expose yourself to as much art as you can to really begin trying.
Don't expose yourself too hard.
Yeah. You don't want
to get exposed at a Coldplay concert, the wrong way.
I've never been to Coldplay. Never heard of them.
Sasha, Gino, can you guys do the reenactment for us?
Yeah.
All right.
Get back there.
There we go.
Oh, it's perfect. Perfect.
Whoa, oh my God.
Love it. Guys, if you were looking for Spellslinger, check them out on other social media pages. Do you guys have a particular page that you'd like to go to, or is it just YouTube and Spotify and all that?
Spotify, Instagram, TikTok are there.
I thought you guys had like a regular website as well, but
yeah, we have like a link tree, but you have to go into the site. You can find us on Facebook too, but we have a link tree that has everything
perfect.
There. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Sparky, if you were gonna find us, where would you find us and unmute yourself? You bad Bunta Eve, you.
He's gonna press the button. We're gonna hear what Sparky sounds like. If you haven't heard him before, it is the voice of an angel.
He does have a voice.
Well, you can find us on every single major streaming platform, including iHeart, Spotify, Spreaker, Deezer, Castbox, Pocket Cast, GeoReel, Facebook, YouTube, Google, and then eventually all of our episodes will be appearing on the Roku channel.
We are going Roku by September.
That's awesome.
It's all good stuff from here, that's for sure. We, unlike other podcasts, we are not boring. You can find our merchandise on merchbooth.com, while the Podguyz Podcast page is getting a major facelift, big time. And where you can check out, we're doing the videos on it, audios, all sorts of stuff, and special, for people that like CDs or downloadables. Everything's downloadable. We can do CDs on all that nice crap. DVDs of the Podguyz Podcast for your favorite play along bullshit, blah blah blah, all the good stuff, right, Tony?
That's true. We are the Podguyz Podcast. I'm Tony Cass.
Kevin Near here.
Of course, the ever-loving Picasso.
Les Sparky.
Guys, we'll catch you next week, Monday, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. Got a new guest coming up next week. Very excited. We'll catch you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Bye.